good? It's 1 p.m. on a Saturday, and me and my girlfriend Berkeley, we're going out to the beaches because we can. We're in Miami right now. She flew out from North Carolina, and why not go to the beach? But no, it's been a good day so far. We hit a workout this morning, and then I just got off a client call, and I wanted to make this video because the call that I just had, it brought up a really good learning lesson that I took from the past, and I guess why I'm able to live the way I am right now and just feel happy. Because for a long time it wasn't like that. And my client, he said a word that I didn't know before that call, but he said a word called nihilistic. Never heard of nihilistic before. I don't know what that means, but he told me it's like this flatlined feeling where you don't feel any emotions at all. And initially, why we work together is because that's what he's struggling with right now. And it's this ambition you feel inside of you, but it's this nothingness feeling that you get if you're not able to fulfill that ambition, which is why we're even talking in the first place. So it kind of brought me back, because I was in his shoes. I walked that exact path where I'm in Miami, I'm able to do my own thing, I'm able to have my own apartment, be able to fly out my girl, have a good time. It's dope. But it wasn't always like that. And I want to tell you what it was like before, because initially, I was in college, and I was in a college called VCU in Richmond, Virginia, pursuing a business finance degree in a school I didn't care to go to. It was my last option for colleges, pursuing a degree that I knew nothing about, just because that I wanted to make money. I knew I wanted to do something with business. I thought business finance would be good, because honestly, my thought process was if I can do something with finance, I'd be able to make money. That's my thought process. And I felt completely empty. It felt good because society normalizes it as something that I should be doing, as in going to college, because everyone around me was doing that. But it's not something that I felt good doing, because what was wrong was that it wasn't aligned with who I actually was. Being in college, I was going to parties. I was, honestly, just degenerate activities. I wasn't going to the gym at all. I was drinking a fuck ton, partying with people that I didn't want to be like. And what it caused me to do mentally was just suppress all real emotions that I had. It was the, again, nihilistic feeling, which is why I brought it up, where you feel empty, you feel flatline, you feel like nothing brings you any joy, and you kind of put this false social mask. I know for a long time I was just, lying to my parents, lying to even my girlfriend that everything was fine. I was feeling happy, I was feeling good, but that wasn't the case, because what I was doing in college, it wasn't aligned with who I actually wanted to be like. And I got so fed up, because the way I see it, change only comes after either maybe a specific moment where you're fuck this, I need to do something else, or a compounding events of just doing things that you don't want to do. And for me, it was the compound events. My first semester of college, I was, as a retard, but my first semester of college, I was, again, just being a complete degenerate. But I knew it's what I didn't want to be like, which is why it sucked living in that reality. And ultimately, it compounded where I just broke through, and it came to a night where I literally blacked out at a club, and I was I woke up the next morning what the fuck am I doing? And I even woke up with my girl, and you can remember, right? It was, for me at least, it was embarrassing, just being able to, it felt like I hit a low in my life. And from that point on, not a villain arc, but I was honest with myself. I never wanted to see myself get that low again. And that's when I said that something needed to change. And, something felt better than doing nothing at all. So I was doing anything that I could to make a change, because I understood that I wasn't happy with where I was at right now. So what it looked like for me, I was trying out different businesses. I was buying mentorships, right? My first mentorship I bought was, anyone in the red pill space knows Iman Ghazi. Bought his mentorship. That was the first thing I bought. I sold, my first business ever was a reselling business for shoes, and I bought a pair of Travis Scott's, the original mochas. It was $2,000-$3,000, and they were kind of beat up, so I only got $1,000 off of them. But I sold those to buy the mentorship, because I wanted to make money. I wanted to escape the matrix, if you will. To get out of the reality that I was in, because that's how I saw it. I didn't want to be normal. I didn't want to be average. So I thought that if I could escape the matrix by building a business, getting a mentor, buying into that mentorship that could teach me how to do that, then I'd be set. But that wasn't the case. And that's where I learned my hardest lesson, is that through months of failure of doing that business, and I want to show the skyline real quick, show this in the view, but yeah, just the byproduct of the sacrifice I made so far. This is elite. Making one move was better than doing nothing at all. And I was trying to pursue a business that I knew nothing about. And I was pursuing a social media marketing agency. This business is where I cold call different businesses around the world. I was in the niche of financial advisors. So I would call their business saying like, hey, I have a service where I can help you get more clients. And honestly, like, I had no clue what I was doing. Like, I sucked at client fulfillment. I closed deals. Like, I did okay with the business for someone who didn't know much about the business at all. But like, I didn't know how to fulfill it. Like, I just sucked at the business. And the thing is that at the time I didn't realize it. At the time I thought that the business didn't work. I thought that the business was the problem. I was convinced that that business model didn't work at all. So I was looking at different things I could do, looked into trading, I looked into like drop shipping. I was questioning whether or not I can be an entrepreneur or not. But again, that's when I learned my lesson. And I have a specific moment where I learned this lesson, right? My first time I came out to Miami, it was almost a year ago exactly to this day. March of 2025, it's March 2026 right now. I visited Miami for a mastermind event where I was meeting other like-minded guys who were successful entrepreneurs in the space that I wanted to be a part of. And the first night that I documented this, I literally documented this on my YouTube channel, but the first night I came out to Miami, I had a sit-down dinner with a couple entrepreneurs. And you know, I talked with these guys and they were doing the business that I gave up on. And I found out how much they were making a month with the business, and they were making upwards of, you know, multi six figures a month with that business. And that's when I realized that, holy shit, the business wasn't the problem, but I was the problem. And if I wanted to like escape the matrix, if I want to, you know, be able to be financially abundant, provide for my family, provide good experiences for the ones I love around me, then it looked like me being committed and consistent enough. That was the biggest takeaway that I took from Miami. That first time I went out is that I wasn't committed or consistent enough. My discipline wasn't there. My work ethic wasn't there. I was thinking that the things would just be handed to me without me putting in multiple months of sacrifice to get to that point. And that's what I did. That's the transformation I had to make within my subconscious mind, is that the actions that I had there and then, they weren't aligned with who I could be like. They weren't aligned with who I actually wanted to be. So that was the shift that I had to make. And that was what I was trying to explain to my client on the call, is that, yes, like he's from Georgia and he sees a lot of guys driving Hellcats and Scat Packs. And like, I was telling him, like, bro, I live in Miami. I see it firsthand. There's 18-year-olds around me. Like, even in this video, maybe you saw like a Lambo. I don't know if it was in the background, but so there's a lot of guys with a lot of money out here. And, you know, a lot of it is fake. To be honest, a lot of it is fake. Like, you can rent out cars, you can lease cars, you can get a Urus, which is, you know, $250,000 car for $5K a month for a lease, which is, you know, it's easy to seem like you're successful online, but at the end of the day, the materialistic things are all vanity. The materialism doesn't matter if you don't have, you know, the foundation, which is your discipline, work ethic, consistency to back that up. Because my client was saying that maybe if I have a safety net of financial abundance, then maybe I'll be able to, you know, just be fine. I'll be able to be comfortable. But I was telling him that the safety net is you. It's not a passive income. Because what you have to be is in a mental state to say that no matter what opportunity attracts to me, because that's how it works. Like, once you get to a high enough level mentally, opportunities attract themselves to you. You're able to think in a very, very, you know, creative minded aspect where you're able to maximize any opportunity that is presented to you. That being said, you are the safety net. You want to be in a position mentally where you are the foundation. No matter what happens in your life, no matter what high, no matter what low gets in your life, you will capitalize on that, right? Never get too high on the highs or too low on the lows, because your life is never going to be constant. There's never going to be a point in time where you feel like you won, right? When I say this in the Miami skyline in the background, like, then a perfect example, right? When I used to visualize and dream for months and for years, right, of me living in this very city. I used to, you know, when I dropped out of college and I sat in my parents, I moved back to my parents, and I used to just visualize me just being able to live in Miami. And I thought that once I got here, all of my problems would be gone. But that wasn't the case. In fact, when I got here, even more problems came up. I felt even more stressed, even more anxious, even more behind. That's when I realized that, life is a journey, not a destination. You will have to, enjoy the achievements, or get through the downfalls along the journey. It's not just gonna be a point where you achieve everything in the world. So being able to have the mindset where you can say that no matter what happens, I will persevere through this. I will maximize any single opportunity that comes to my way. That's the perfect mindset that you want to be in. You are the safety net. And that was my biggest lesson, is that I needed to build myself up first if I want any chance at success within whatever I do. Because I'll be honest, your mind can change tomorrow. Your mind can change next week. And again, with my client, he was saying I'm not really sure about what my decision is gonna look like. He's in college right now for sports marketing. He wants to be an agent for a professional league or something in the future. And even he was contemplating, is this really for me? You don't know. Things change in the future, but what doesn't change is yourself. You are your greatest asset. So if you can invest anything you can into building your best self, no matter what, you will win. No matter what, that's the mindset that you got to be in, is that no matter what, you will win. So just a little, couple of thoughts in my mind before me and my girl go out to the beach. But it's a great reflection of the biggest learning lesson that I had, is that in order to build success and be able to really enjoy my life, be present in the moment, be able to, provide experiences for ones around me. My parents are flying out pretty much after my girlfriend leaves, and that's gonna be the first time they're ever in Miami. So I'm excited to give them a cool experience. But, all of this, my lifestyle right now, being able to, drive, I'm not driving the nicest car, it's a dope car, BMW, but, this is the byproduct of all the sacrifices I made along the way. Because the reality you have to come to is that it's either that, you will make sacrifices for a better future and a better version of you, or your goals will become the sacrifice. And it's the decision you got to make. I don't care to force my mindset on you, but I care to give you the reality, the harsh reality. So hopefully you took this value from this video. I'm gonna end it off here because I'm about to hit the beach, but yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.